Alright, so what I got going on here is 2008. No, it's 2007. The Suzuki's 2008. This is 2007 Honda 500 Foreman, electric shift, and it is nothing but a pain in the arse. This thing steers extremely hard, and I thought, and you can hear like a lot of cracking, popping, snapping going on down there. I thought the steering stem bearings was going out of it. It's got a steering stem bearing down here, right here in the bottom, and then it's got one up here at the top. It's right there at the end of my finger. You can see it, and I have Panther pissed the hell out of them like 4 or 5 different times, and it is still stiffer than stiff. Honda on this year and this make bike has got more issues going on than O.J. Simpson's got. I mean, it is just a cluster of problems. Starting out with their A-arm. Their A-arm bushings has no grease fittings on them at all. That's one issue that I've got to replace on this thing, is the upper and lower A-arm bushings. You can't grease them. You can Panther piss them, but Panther piss don't push the dirt and stuff out. It just collects more dirt and puts it in. So I've got to replace them. And I've been talking to a couple different guys on YouTube, and they tell me that the ball joints makes the four-wheel drive four-wheelers hard to steer. I didn't believe it. Well, watch this. That tie rod is disconnected, and the tie rod on the other side is disconnected. And this is going to be the proven factor of whether or not it's the steering stem bearings. Watch this. One finger. It is not the steering stem bearings that is shot. The guys that's been telling me this on the ball joints is right. I took this thing to a Honda shop when I first got it and told them to do a full service on it, and they found out that that ball joint was bad, along with some other things. And it was going to cost me like $900 for the Honda shop to go all the way through the front of this thing and to replace upper and lower ball joints on both sides, and control arm bushings on both sides. To get pretty well re-bearing and bushing the whole front end of this bike. They did put a new outer CV boot on that side because I hate messing with CV boots. And they did put a new wheel bearing on this side. I'm now going to redo the ball joints and bushings on here, and I've got all the stuff to do it, minus that one because they just done it like 6 months ago, and they redone that bearing. I need to get a new bearing, and these are 8 millimeters to take these out, and I thought they was going to be a bear to get out, but they popped right out like nothing. So I'm just going to throw the 1/4 inch impact on them, buzz them out, and strip this thing down. I've already got the A-arm off the bottom. I've already put new bushings in that. Then got the new ball joint in that. And this was plumb stupid how they done the ball joint on this bottom. You got to take the whole assembly off in order to press that out, because it goes out that way, and you got to put the new one in the opposite direction. You can't. I guess I could have stuck a pry bar on the cast here and shoved it out, and then probably got a long pipe or something and put up down pressure on it. Yeah, boomer got on my finger today and it hurts. But I could have beat it out, but then getting it back in was going to be the next problem. So I'm just going to take it to work, and which means I got to beat this ball joint back out, and I hope I don't mess that rubber boot up doing this. But I'm going to take it to work and shove that out, press the new one in, and probably do this outer wheel bearing. That way this whole thing is done across the front end. I did not replace the shock bushings. They're good and tight. They ain't got any kind of play to them, and they probably won't ever have play. Anti-seize the hell out of that. I'm going to go ahead and pull the top one out and anti-seize the hell out of it too. The inside sleeves on them, I just plumb packed that thing full of grease. And I've been looking about maybe tapping a grease fitting in there somewhere, but you got that steel sleeve right behind that, and it's tight. There ain't much room for a grease fitting in there. But I did see where a guy did put grease fittings on his on YouTube, and it gave me some ideas, but it's tight. You ain't going to be able to get much of that grease to start in there before it bottoms out up against that shaft on that pin that runs through, and I don't want to start scoring it up and cause problems to begin with. So I think I'm just going to let the grease ride in there. That's probably the standard bushings from 2008. or 2007, and this thing's got like 1,400 miles on it. I don't see me putting another 1,400 miles on it. So probably just bite the bullet on this and leave it alone this time. But that's one thing Honda needs to change. They need to start putting grease certs, and they probably have by now. I'm sure they've gotten smarter on that. And then the ball joints ain't got grease certs on them either. So I mean, it's just a junk setup. About like steel chainsaws and their stupid air filter system. I mean, it's just stupid. Why cause more problems whenever you can avoid this problem and solve it to begin with? I don't understand that kind of thought. But I'm going to get off here and get these put in there. Whenever I get the whole front end set and done, I'll come back and I'll do a video, and hopefully it fixes that problem. Stay tuned on that. We'll be back. Probably won't be this week because I'm going to have to order parts yet, and they ain't going to have them in stock, I'm sure. So stay tuned, everybody. Over and out.